for a candid conversation on the state of the nation and the direction of the politics of this country. Thank you so much, sir, for making time. Good morning.
Thank you.
All right. I want us to start with the issue that is currently rocking the country, and that has to do with the oil scandal. You've called for the cancellation of the G2G, saying that 30 billion shillings is actually profit for individuals that are private and not government. Why is that?
Well, G2G means government to government. In an ideal situation, you'd have government bodies in the Middle East doing business with the government bodies in Kenya. For the Middle East situation, it is the way it's supposed to be. The three companies selling oil to Kenya are our government owns. But in Kenya, we should have used the National Oil Corporation or the Kenya Pipeline Company, which are government owned. But instead, private companies were contracted to do G2G. These are profit-making companies. Ideally, if there were government bodies, they will not be making profit. So they are making profit. And that is what is adding to the cost of the fuel. And again, of course, there is a conflict of interest. These companies were not picked competitively. Very senior people, including the president, are part and parcel of these companies. So they sit down and decide the prices for profit. So they cannot make any decision in national interest. The decision is profit-oriented. It is individual interest, and that is where we have a problem. We are saying we need to open the importation of oil to market forces. Because when you open it to market forces, Kenyans will get value for money. Where there is competition, you always get a good deal because companies are competing, and therefore the lowest, the one topping up the least profit will get the tender. So we are calling on William Ruto to put aside personal interests and put national interests ahead as president of Kenya. Okay. And he has to make a decision whether he wants to be president of Kenya or he wants to be a businessman. Okay. You cannot be both. All right. Again, we have also called for the scrapping of the 16% VAT. It was 16, he scrapped up to 8, that is half. We are saying it's not enough, it cannot give sufficient relief to the people of Kenya. Again, we are calling on the removal of the 7 shillings fuel levy that was added. There before it was 18 shillings, it was put to 25. These 7 shillings has been used to for securitization of loans that are hidden, and you have seen in IMF have called for the exposure of hidden loans. Okay. Loans are loans, and they must be reflected in the book so that we know what is the level of indebtedness to this country. So we are having a challenge. I am told that fares have started going up by 20 shillings. Somebody called me yesterday from Rwaka to Nairobi. They were paying 80 shillings, now it's 100 shillings. And I think the real impact of the increase will be felt in the next few days. Okay. And again, we also expect cost of consumer products to go up because most of these products are manufactured by equipment that is diesel driven. So it's a difficult situation for the country, but it is more complicated and untidy because of conflict of interest by the president and his cronies. Okay. If they had put national interest ahead of their personal interest, we will not be having the situation we are in.
I'd like us to go back a little bit when we started this conversation of the G2G and how it came about. And back then, of course, you're still in office. And when this conversation was happening in regards to the G2G and which companies will actually be in charge of receiving or rather doing the trade, were you part of that conversation?
No, I was not. I have said repeatedly that the Ruto administration is a one-man show. Everybody else is a flower girl. And that is why I could not last long, because I was elected by the people. And I have a mind of my own, and I'm a very principled leader as well. And I could not be part and parcel of the praise and worship choir. When we came into office, William Ruto appointed a team of advisors led by David D. These are the people who make all the decisions with William Ruto. And most of the decisions are in his personal interest. but he hides under the team of advisors. Many a times, William Ruto would make a pronouncement, a policy pronouncement concerning a certain ministry, when the cabinet secretary is not even aware. And the matter has been discussed with him and the so-called advisors. So when this G2G came, it sounded a good idea on paper, but later on I learned, of course I was not brought in on board because I'm not part of it. He did not look me in to be part of the eating, the cookie jar. So I did not know exactly what the details until later is when I realized that it was not G2G, but G2R, government to Ruto.
Okay.
And there's nothing I could do about it. Most of these things, I raised concerns internally. I opposed them in cabinet committee. I opposed them in the main cabinet. I opposed many things on one-to-one meeting with the president. And he had very serious issues that I could dare to even question what he's doing.
Okay, so your critics have argued that the first shipment that came into the country, you received that shipment under this particular framework of G2G.
Yeah.
And the statement that you read was like, it was a good deal and a good framework for the country because it is going to help the economy and also strengthen the Kenyan shilling.
That's the way it looks on paper.
Okay.
The way it was explained by William Ruto to us in cabinet.
All right. I'd like to ask whether that particular term, was it coercion for you to read that particular statement? No. Or was it
in the first 1 year of our administration, I gave William Ruto the benefit of doubt. He had very high-sounding ideas and great things that sounded very attractive to me and to the people of Kenya. Bottom-up economic model, G2G, affordable housing. It sounded very nice the way he was explaining. He's very good in explaining narratives. And until Kenyans started interrogating those programs and policies, I started also listening to the people of Kenya. And I also started interrogating. The first 1 year, I was good and I was supporting whatever he was doing because I believed it was in the best interest of the country. I did not have an idea that all these things were personal things. It did not come to my attention at that time. So I was his principal assistant. So when he said, go and receive the oil in Mombasa, I did. And a speech was written for me and I very eloquently prosecuted his case because I believed him. Like many Kenyans did. I'm not the only one who believed him. Many Kenyans believed William Ruto. I cannot be blamed for having believed in him. Many of us, 7.2 million Kenyans, believed in William Ruto and what he was saying because he was saying what sounded good things. Okay. You know, that he would lift those at the bottom of the pyramid to the peak of the pyramid. He would put money into people's pockets. He would bring financial inclusion through the Hustler Fund. You know, he would reduce the cost of gas to 300 shillings. He would give everybody a free gas cylinder. You know, he would give people diapers. He would make internet free. All these things were good things, you know. Human beings, and Rigathi Gachagua is one of them, like good things in life. I cannot be faulted for liking and loving good things of life. Everybody likes good things of life. So when you have a leader whom you trust and whom you support, and he promises good things, naturally you are very attracted to that leader and to support him in whatever he wants done so that it can succeed. It's only 1 year down the line, I realized the whole thing was a fraud. Okay. It was a con game. This was a fraudster. He was not a leader. Right. He was a businessman. Okay. And he had got an office to enrich himself and to capture the state and to own the whole Kenya. As we speak today, he is in every sector. He is in insurance, he is in hospitality, he is in banking, he is in oil, he is in entertainment. Even now he has gone into Matatu. The normal people's business now he is in it. Right. It only took me 1 year to actually see that things are not adding up. It's not looking good. This man was deceptive. This man was a fraud. This was a con game. And 7.2 million Kenyans were conned with Rigathi Gachagua. But Rigathi Gachagua had the latitude to say, no, I cannot partake. I cannot be part of this fraud. Right. I cannot continue this con game. Okay. And I started raising serious questions internally. Until it reached a point, I started raising them publicly.
Would you say you are isolated in most cases when it comes to matters policy? Because if the G2G, you are not part of the
I
conversation.
was not isolated. Nobody was part of it. William Ruto runs a one-man show. He even advises advisors on how to advise him. Nobody knows anything, but most of the people are not courageous enough to stand up and say no. That is where we have a problem. You know, I am different from others. I am that kind of person. During the Finance Bill 2024, I was the lone voice in cabinet saying, no, this is not tenable. This is not acceptable to the people of Kenya. I'm listening to the ground, and Kenyans are saying no. And if we insist, we shall be left with an egg on the face. It came to pass. I was the only member of the National Security Council who objected very strongly to abduction and killing of Gen Zs. I did it. As deputy president, I publicly called a press conference in Mombasa on the 26th of June, 2024, and admonished the president and government for killing young people and abducting them. I'm that kind of a person, but we are very few. You know, courageous men and women are very rare. I am among the very few Kenyans who can stand up to a president in office and tell him no.
All right.
You know, we are few. You know, we had Justin Muturi in cabinet saying no, you know, Methekali Ntuli saying no. There's a few of us. And of course we were asked, you know, he couldn't take no for an answer. He couldn't, you know, imagine, entertain any, anybody with a divergent opinion. His word is law, is final. He's president. Okay. What he wants must be done. It must happen, whether it's right or wrong, whether it's against public interest, whether Kenyans are crying, whether Kenyans are opposed to it, he doesn't care. And that is why we now have a police state where goons have taken over the country, where police have gone rogue, where the criminal justice system is being used to clamp down on dissent.
All right. And
that's the situation we are in.
We'll be coming into the issue to do with goons and police brutality, of course, in a few. But one of the companies that you mentioned linked to President William Ruto in the issue to do with oil is suing you for defamation.
I've not been served. I heard about it, but nobody has served me, so I don't want to comment. Nobody has served me. Court matters. If you want to sue somebody, you serve him. If I've not been served, I'm not aware of any court case. I've just heard people talking about it in social media. I don't deal with rumors on social media. If anybody wants to sue me, you serve me. Then my lawyers will go to court and defend me.
All right. But will you still stand by the words that you used in terms of
I am very clear. You have never heard me say I've been misquoted. I am a very meticulous leader. I don't just talk. I have a lot of information. And going forward, Kenyans will hear more. I have been very reluctant to spill most of these beans because it can bring the country down. And I'm a very patriotic Kenyan, and I would have wanted a situation where we face William Ruto in the next election and replace him with somebody else. And if all things go well, I think I should be that person. What is happening if we bring it to light? We may not be able to get to 2027.
How bad is the situation?
The situation is very bad, and I think where we have reached now, we need to tell Kenyans more. Like when you look at this SHA, it's the biggest scandal in the history of independent Kenya. A system to run SHA was bought at 104 billion, when the actual system only cost them 1 billion. So Ruto, Duale and company have pocketed at 103 billion. It's such a monumental scandal in the history of independent Kenya. There is a company that is domiciled in Dubai, and they are receiving every second of the month 600 million towards the payment of the system. As we speak today, SHA owes about 98 billion. The defunct NHIF, pending claims by faith-based institutions, pending claims by other Kenyans, and SHA is not able to pay. I heard yesterday President say they'll pay 13 billion. It's not enough. And I have said SHA will collapse within 6 months. We are now 1 month down the line. In fact, I have said SHA will have the greatest corporate loss since independence, bigger than KQ. And I have said the Shah has been in ICU. It's dead. It's a walking zombie.
So do you
it's
say,
just a question of time.
Do you say it is the collapse of Shah is imminent? There's
It's
nothing
imminent.
that can
It's
be done?
imminent because when you look at what is being collected and what is being stolen to pay towards that 103 billion, they cannot sustain paying the claims because they put 103 billion is what is being paid in installments. 600 million every second of the month. And these are companies owned by Akina Duale and others. And today we are saying, look at what has happened to the teachers. The teachers had a very good insurance cover by Minet. A teacher would get sick and walk into hospital, get treated. In the unfortunate event, one loses his life. We had the last payment, where you get house, you get final expenses for burial. Under Shah, that is not possible. Today, they have capped what teachers can use to 1,200. 1,200 cannot get anybody treatment in Kenya. It's treating teachers with such indignity. There is no doctor now who can take less than 3,000 as consultation fee. So when you cap the payment for teachers to 1,200, the teachers are in anguish. Many of them now have to top up from their pocket, yet they have an insurance cover. Many of them, when they die, they have to look for money. Yet they had a very good cover that was working well. And then Duale is saying that is doing very well. I want to tell Aden Duale, teachers are not UDA psychophants. These are very serious professionals. These are Kenyans who are serious stakeholders in this country. These are people who are educated, who are learned, who understand what is happening. And I would like to ask Duale, teachers have asked me this morning to ask him, where is the IT system that is backing Shah? They would like to come and see. Because that system is in Dubai. All claims are sent in Dubai. That is why when the teachers go to hospital and they log in, the system is brought down and the teachers are stranded. And I want to talk to the teachers of Kenya. The teaching fraternity is a very important human resource for this country. They are the ones who take care of our young people. They are the ones who are responsible in building a capacity for running the economy of this country. People cannot treat teachers like trash. I want to tell the teachers they are 500,000 and the beneficiaries of the insurance cover goes beyond almost 2 million people. Their union leaders have been compromised. The ones in Kupet, the ones in NAT. That is when you saw them, 10,000 teachers were taken to State House and given 10,000 shillings each. Most of them were branch officials of the two trade union organizations. They were bribed with the 10,000 shillings. They accepted to commit to Shah. The teachers must say no. They must demand today, tomorrow, that teachers must exit Shah and go back to either Minet or any other company that can take care of their medical welfare. Otherwise, we are going to lose teachers. Teachers cannot teach with ease when they are not sure of what happens when they get sick, when their families get sick. But this thing of taking teachers for granted, I saw Duale last night saying how they have been taken care of, how happy they are, and teachers are saying we are not happy. 1,200, what can it pay? Which hospital is this that you can get even consultation for 1,200? The police had a beautiful scheme at the APA. They have been taken to Shah. Officers yesterday in Moranga told me they are in trouble. They don't know what to do. The police officers in this country are a very critical component of our security architecture. These are men and women in uniform who give their all to look after us and to make sure there is a good environment for peace and for stability and for investment. When the teachers, when the police are not sure of what will happen, we have a problem as a country.
Okay, so what have the police told you as far as Shah is concerned?
That Shah is not working. When they go, they don't get any services. They don't pay. They are forced to go to hospitals that they don't want. And they have to pay from their own pocket. And let me tell William Ruto, please don't have a police service that is unhappy. It's not good for the stability of the country. When the military is not happy, it's not good for the stability of the country. When security agencies are complaining to us and telling us to help them and telling us that they believe in one term because they are also suffering like other Kenyans, it's not good for the security of the country.
Okay.
Let them think and think through what to do about the police officers,
Right.
what to do about the teachers, and what to do about the rest of Kenyans as well.
Okay. The Cabinet Secretary for, you've mentioned him extensively here, for health, that is Eden Duale, claims that the reason as to why you're attacking Shah is because you're being fed information by people whose hospitals he closed down. Is that where you're getting your information?
Well, Duale can say anything, but I am a man of the ground. I come from the ground. I came from the ground yesterday. And what you need to do as a journalist, ask the teachers whether they are happy. Duale is saying they are happy, the teachers are saying they are not happy. Rigathi is saying the teachers are not happy. Then between me and Duale, you decide who is truthful. Ask the police whether they are happy. They will tell you Shah is not working. I have been to every meeting I asked, Shah is not working. So Duale is saying that hospitals are the ones talking to me. I have no time to talk to hospitals myself. I'm a very busy man. I am very busy doing political mobilization towards sending William Ruto home.
Okay.
I have no time to go and look for hospitals, but I talk to the people. I go to the ground every day. I do meetings, 3-4 meetings every day. And I ask, is Shah working? They say, no, it's not working.
Okay.
I have talked to teachers. They are up in arms. I have talked to police officers. They are up in arms. Shah is only working in the mind of William Ruto and Eden Duale. For the rest of Kenya, Shah is a scam.
How would the situation be different if Rigathi Gachagua was to be president and the healthcare system was to be reformed? Would the situation be different? What would be the priority?
The former CEO of NHIF, Geoffrey Mwangi, has told me in confidence that when he was there, they had come up with a proposal on how to do system upgrade to make NHIF more compliant and current at a cost of 800 million. And things will be working because NHIF was working. There were a few challenges here and there. They had come up with a proposal to upgrade the system at a cost of 800 million. We are good. Instead of availing 800 million to do system upgrade for NHIF, William Ruto scrapped it and did another system at a cost of 104 billion. That is not working. And it could not work because Shah was not meant to work. It was a conduit for corruption. It was a conduit to steal 104 billion. Nobody had an idea how it will work. The main objective, the motivation of William Ruto and his people was to steal 104 billion. And after they have stolen the money, the thing is almost collapsing because it was never meant to work because nobody put his mind through. They were just looking for a conduit on how to steal 104 billion.
Okay.
So if we form government and will form government, we'll go back to factory settings. Where did the rain begin to beat us? Look at NHF. Where was it? What needed to be done to improve it? Involve the stakeholders. Talk to the doctors. Talk to the nurses. Talk to the paramedics. Talk to private hospitals. Talk to faith-based institutions. Talk to county governments. Talk to Kenyans. Listen to the agencies. Listen to everybody who has something to say. Be consultative and come up with a working health model, health financing model that can serve the people of Kenya.
Would you scrap Shah for NHIF?
Shah is a scam. It will have collapsed. You don't need to scrap it. I've told you it will collapse even before we get there. And I have told hospitals to be very careful. Because when Shah collapses, it may collapse very many hospitals. And my advice to hospitals is to demand all their money, the 98 billion that is owed. Duale says he'll pay 13. That is not enough. There is another 85 billion. All hospitals must demand immediately the payment of all outstanding claims so that when Shah collapses, our hospitals do not collapse with Shah. Because 98 billion can collapse many institutions and we'll be in trouble as a country. Number two, the hospitals must agree with Shah on upfront payment. Shah should be putting a deposit upfront so that if hospital X, the monthly claims are 1 billion, probably they should receive half of that as upfront payment. That way we are sure that if this monster, this reckless program of William Ruto called Shah that was meant to steal 104 billion collapses, our institutions do not collapse as well. because we need these institutions. They have been put up with billions of shillings over the years. They have developed capacity. They have medical records for our patients. We cannot afford a situation where our institutions can collapse together with the SHA.
Okay. I want you to take you back a little bit on where we started. You gave us 7-day ultimatum as far as the fuel prices is concerned in the country. Does that still stand despite what the government says are some of the alternatives, or rather, measures that it has put in place to be able to reduce the cost of fuel?
We give a 7-day ultimatum. We now need to convene again and look at what has happened. What has happened is just a concession of 9 shillings. Nothing else has happened. All the other demands we made are still outstanding. So we'll be able to meet as principals of the United Alternative Government and review the situation and advise the people of Kenya what we think is the best way to deal with this situation. Again, the final decision is the people of Kenya. We as leaders can only make a recommendation as to what we think should be done.
Okay.
So we'll be having that meeting to review the situation and then engage the people of Kenya on the way forward.
Okay. Now that is on the side of the United Alternative Government, but however, the Gen Z and Kenyans at large had planned to protest tomorrow. What's your take on that?
The Gen Zs are a jewel for this country. They are wonderful children. I love them with my heart. I pray for them, I care for them. They are the savior of this country. And I've told the Gen Zs, your courage and determination to liberate your country is a blessing to our country. And I have told the Gen Zs, they have done very well in terms of creating awareness on the smartphone. But they must move to the next stage. The real transformation of our country will take place on the ballot box on the 10th of August next year. The Gen Zs are tribeless. They cannot be compromised by anybody. They are so principled. They are the most dependable voting bloc that we have as a country. I therefore want to take this opportunity to appeal to them to acquire the tools of change. The tools of change in this matter is the ID and the vote, so that they can participate in next year's general election in bringing a meaningful change to this country and protecting the vote. The Gen Zs are smart enough. I'm sure they'll have a way of announcing the presidential results before midnight on the same day. These are wonderful kids. They are so talented.
Okay.
God has given them wisdom and, unquantifiable talent that should be useful to this country. If the Gen Zs decide outside our outfit that they want to take to the streets, they have my blessings, because I think they are wonderful children. All I need to do is to ask William Ruto and Kindiki and Murkomen and the others, if these wonderful kids decide in their wisdom to come out to protest against fuel hike and unreasonable prices, please don't kill them the way you did the other time. These are our children. They have a right under the Constitution to express themselves and to express disgust and frustration by what the government is doing.
Right.
The government has no reason to kill them. William Ruto, Kindiki, and Murkomen, you have shed enough blood of young people. You still have Gen Z blood on your hands.
Okay.
And all the challenges you are facing in the country, you are being haunted by the blood of the Gen Zs.
Right.
Please, for whatever it takes, don't shed more blood of our young people.
All right.
Let these children be. Let them express themselves and go back home. And they move around with a smartphone,
Okay.
with water. Last time they came out, the police and Kimani, Ichung'Wah and Murkomen organized goons to beat them up, burn shops, loot shops. Please don't use that strategy again.
All right.
It did not work with the people of Kenya. They wanted to say that it's the opposition that is organizing goons to attack businesses. The goons were being escorted by police. They were working together. I am sure if the Gen Zs come out, probably they are likely to use the same strategy, organize goons to go and beat up the young boys and girls, loot shops, destroy property. Please, let these children be. Allow them to express themselves in accordance with the laws of the land,
All right.
in conformity with our constitution that allows freedom of expression, that allows freedom for people to protest, to picket, and to do all those other liberties that are protected in the Bill of Rights and our very, very, very good constitution.
All right. Good point to transition to the state of security in the country. The last time we sat down with you here, I asked whether, because you just started wearing protective gear and we are looking at the attacks that were actually, being leveled against you. Right now, would you say we have slid into anarchy, or we are slowing?
We are headed to anarchy. When William Ruto sent policemen to Haiti to help the people of Haiti to contain and disband criminal gangs, little did we know that they had not gone there for that purpose. It is now crystal clear to all Kenyans that our police had gone to Haiti to benchmark, to learn how to work with goons and criminal gangs back at home. The goons that have been attacking us, they work together with police. In Kikuyu constituency, the goons were suppressed by citizens. It's the police that came to attack us. In police vehicles, using tear gas, using guns, using live ammunition. And the MP for the area had vowed we would not go there. And police stopped us. And we still went. It's the police who attacked us.
Right.
The attack in Wetima ICK Church was done by the police in broad daylight with police vehicles. The officers are known. William Ruto has said they should not be prosecuted. This is a country of goonism, and Kipchumba Murkomen and P.S. Lemodomoro are the real goons. In fact, when I came from the US, it is Murkomen who paid Nairobi MPs to get goons to attack me from the airport. So when I hear him talking about goons that they are brought by politicians, he's just playing around with the minds of Kenyans. It's under Kipchumba Murkomen that goons are part of the National Police Service.
Okay.
And I'm told that they want to make the country ungovernable and to suppress voters in areas that are not very friendly to William Ruto, so that people can fear to go and vote.
That was my question would have been, what does the government gain by organizing goons against opposition politicians?
They think, what has happened, like people like Kimani Ichung'Wah, they have been cheating Ruto that he is very strong in Kikuyu. So a successful meeting in Kikuyu with 40,000 people exposes him. Last night, Aden Duale was threatening that I should not be allowed to go to Garissa. And all those who take me to Garissa should be beaten up. Up we speak, police have not asked him to write a statement. This is a cabinet minister threatening a Kenyan leader with violence. Aden Duale is the most unpopular leader in northern Kenya. They have been cheating William Ruto that the people of northern Kenya are his supporters. Okay. He would not want us to go to Garissa because the truth will come out. Garissa people are one term, Mandera people are one term, Wajir people are one term. When William Ruto was in Mandera, immediately he finished speaking, the whole town burst into one term shouts. These people are concealing reality. They think that by stopping us going to meetings in Garissa, they can continue cheating William Ruto that he is popular and continue eating from him.
Would you go to Garissa?
That's why Kimani Ichung'Wah doesn't want us to go to Kikuyu. They are living a lie. They don't want him to know the truth. And he also doesn't want to know the truth because he wants to be told what he wants to hear.
So are you going to Garissa?
We'll go to Garissa. I want to say for the record, Aden Duale, ask your sister, your friend Susan Keka and her husband. She had vowed that we shall not go to Nakuru. We were there for 3 days. We stormed that town with thousands of Nakuru people. Had a beautiful meeting. Ask your friend Kimani Ichung'Wah, he had vowed that we shall not go to Kikuyu. In the hail of bullets and tear gas, I addressed 30,000 Kenyans in Kikuyu. We'll go to every part of Kenya. The people of Garissa will meet us at the bridge, the Garissa bridge, where you said we should not be allowed to go there. Our young people, the Gen Zs, have called me to give them a date. As soon as I come back from the United Kingdom, I'll announce a date for the meeting in Garissa. We'll write to the Inspector General of Police to ask him to provide security. Okay. We will attach the clips, translated, he was speaking in Kisomali, in front of the President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, threatening violence when the President is there. And when the President was to speak, he said nothing. Because the President is part of that violence. He's part of that scheme of selling fear to the people of Kenya. We are not only going to Garissa, we'll go to Mandera, we'll go to Wajir, we'll go to Marsabit, we'll go to Isiolo, we'll go to every part of this country and liberate Kenya. And by them trying to stop us, it will only light the flame of freedom and liberation in that part of Kenya.
Okay.
And for a long period, the people of northern Kenya have been stifled from getting information. There is no development going in northern Kenya. Since the advent of devolution, over 1 trillion shillings have been expended in that part of Kenya, but there's nothing to show for it. There are no schools, there are no roads, there's no electricity, there's nothing. The MPs, the governors, they live in Nairobi, the MCAs. In fact, when William Ruto was there, he left with the MPs from Mandera and came back with them. They live in Nairobi. They put up malls, they put up flats. All the money for the development of northern Kenya has been stolen. Okay. And William Ruto was saying that it has been like that since independence. It is under your watch that you are allowing these leaders to steal from the people of northern Kenya. Okay. Why Aden Duale would like to stop us from going to Garissa and Wajir and Mandela? He doesn't want us to go and present facts to these people of how their money has been stolen by their leaders, on why they are not having development, on how much money has been allocated to them, but this money has been stolen to their leaders. But I want to tell Aden Duale, you are late. You cannot stop us from going to Garissa. You cannot stop us from going to Mandera. You cannot stop us from going to Wajir. The people of northern Kenya are Kenyans. They deserve to hear from leaders who are truthful and who care for them. The people of northern Kenya have invited me to go to Garissa, to Wajir, to Mandera. Garissa, I'm coming. Wajir, I'm coming. Mandera, I'm coming. And the people of those areas will protect me. They'll protect me the way the people of Kikuyu protected me, the way the people of Nakuru protected me. You can use militia to fight us, you can use police to fight us, but God and the people of Garissa will take care of us. And I'm sure we'll have a very successful meeting. And that will be the turning point on the politics of northern Kenya. It will be the turning point. We'll have a very candid conversation with the people of northern Kenya as to why they suffer underdevelopment, as to why they suffer malnourishment, as to why they die from hunger, as to why they have no water, as to why they have no hospitals, as to why children, mothers die during childbirth, as to why so much money has been given to that area and there is nothing to show for it. We'll have that conversation.
So I'd like to understand, is it the DCP party with Rigathi Gachagua going to Northern Kenya, or the
United Opposition? We move as a pack, we move together. The United Alternative Government is one. Once in a while we go different ways, but many times we go as a team. Northern Kenya is very important to us as the alternative government, and the people of Northern Kenya need to hear from Rigathi Gachagua. They need to hear from Kalonzo Musyoka. They need to hear from Fred Matiang'i. They need to hear from Eugene Wamalwa, Justin Muturi, Martha Karua. They need to hear from us, all of us. We do care about Northern Kenya, and we are going to come there as a team. And we'll not be in a hurry. And let Duale do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to kill us in Garissa, let him go ahead. At least it's good that if anything happens to any of us, now that he is on record, threatening us with violence in front of President William Ruto, if anything happens to any of the leaders from the United Alternative Government, Aden Duale will be held accountable, and he'll pay for it.
I get that. I want us to transition a little bit before we wind up on the issue to do with 2027 elections and the exercise that is currently happening as far as voter registration is concerned. 2 weeks ago, I sat down with one of the principals in the United Alternative Government, that is Martha Karua, and she did not express confidence when it comes to the IEBC to conduct a free and fair election. I don't know. What is your take on that?
Well, the IEBC has challenges. Obviously, it is biased. The chairman, Ethicon, was an attorney of Joseph Danok, the deputy chief of staff of William Ruto. He has been having meetings with Akina Sudi and Akina Ntutu in Sereda Mara and others. He has been refusing to meet us. He has refused. We set up teams to start interrogating the process.
What kind of feedback have you gotten when you tried to have a sit
No,
down?
we went to see him and he was very warm, but after that he was summoned by William Ruto and told to stop engaging us. But we'll force the engagement. The people of Kenyans will force engagement. If they don't make the process right, we'll ask Kenyans to occupy IBC across the country.
What conversation do you want to have with the chair?
On the process, we want to discuss the process, the IT system, the voters register. We want to agree how it will be audited. We want to know why they are not having enough machines to register people. We want to discuss the process. The process of elections is as important as the outcome. So we want to walk along because we are stakeholders, but he is offensive. He doesn't want to engage us. We are going to force that engagement. If he doesn't want to meet the principles, we will go to IBC with the people of Kenya. We'll go there, all of us. We'll walk there with the agencies and everybody. And we'll ask them to occupy the IBC offices across the country. Nobody can steal an election from the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya have made a very serious decision of the kind of government they want. And IBC will not stop the people of Kenya of getting the government that they want. They will be forced to do things the right way by the people of Kenya. So let them, we are going to write, we have written to them, we have asked for a date to go and meet them. If they don't, we'll go there with the people of Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
You will have a conversation, of course. However, right now, do they give you the confidence that they can actually do a free and fair election if elections were to be held today?
Let me assure the people of Kenya that it's very difficult to steal an election. When election rules were changed that votes are counted at the polling station, it became almost impossible to actually steal an election. What we need to do is invest a lot in quality agents to make sure there is no monkey business. But we'll work on the process. I'm sure it's doable. Whatever hiccups are here, there, and there, we'll force them through because Kenyans must have a credible election. Kenyans must have a free and fair election. Okay. And it's not a favor by IBC. It's a right. It's in the Constitution. We'll engage IBC, and if push comes to shove, and they are unwilling to engage us as principals of the alternative government, we'll enlist the support of the people of Kenya in forcing them to have a conversation with us.
All right. In forcing them to have a conversation with you, of course. I want to look at the zoning conversation that is happening across the country. You are part of a coalition or united alternative government that has so many political parties within that. Do you engage in a conversation where you would actually consider zoning so that one party gets to clinch a particular seat?
I don't believe in it. DCP will have candidates across the country, 47 counties, 290 constituencies, 1,450 wards across the country. But in major town centers like Nairobi, where the political dynamics are quite complicated in terms of regional and ethnic composition and party loyalties, obviously there is a need to avoid friendly fire. So I believe I'm willing to have conversation with the fellow principals around Nairobi and Mombasa. I'm willing to have conversation around Nairobi and Mombasa. Again, between parties that are working together. For example, I have a very good relationship with Wiper. We would have some concessions, but on a friendly basis. No coercion, no rules, nothing. Not the kind of thing we are having between UDA and ODM, with threatening this and that. That's not a very healthy political marriage because it's based on deception. William Ruto is calling ODM, and I warned them that he will destroy ODM, and he has succeeded. ODM was a strong political party. They will be lucky to get 20 seats across the country because William Ruto has destroyed ODM. That's a conversation for another day.
Lucky to get 20 seats across the country.
Yeah.
That is MP seats.
Yeah, because like you see in Western Kenya, he has enticed through monetary benefits MPs from ODM to move to UDA. He is doing the same in the Coast region. And that was predominantly, an ODM zone. Okay. In Nyanza, he has put parallel candidates at the UDA through PS Raymond Omolo, who is having a lot of money, and he is sponsoring candidates against Raila's MPs. There are MPs who stood with Raila for all the years, and Raymond Omolo, sent by Ruto, has recruited opponents of those MPs, and they have serious money from the state. Again, Raymond Omoro has developed a very serious capacity for goonism in Nyanza. Those are the goons that will be utilized to make sure that the original ODM characters are nowhere. And that is what will happen. They are trying to say this and that, but that is the truth. They have been outfoxed, and Ruto has cornered them. You know, he tried to do the same with the mountain, to divide the mountain. I refused. I was very firm. That's why he has a lot of problems with me. He wanted to divide Mount Kenya east and west. I said no. Okay. It cannot happen. He wanted to use Akina Ichung'Wah to make Kiambu out of the mountain. I said no. The mountain is one. We'll have one basket, one vote. But he has succeeded in dividing ODM, and actually he has made now ODM a Luo party. You know, he has made sure that the coast is gone, western is gone. He has made now ODM a Luo party, and even within that Luo party, he has brought UDA to undermine, the original ODM characters.
That was the
That
strategy.
is William Ruto. That is a divisive character, divide and rule. I've seen a very useful headline in the People, whether divide or rule, whether it's real or as an illusion. It is an illusion in the mountain, it's real in the ODM. He'll succeed in some areas like ours, he will not succeed. Because as we know him, you know, we have had the benefit to know him. The Luo people do not know him. They just saw him the other day. So just the same way he conned us, he's conning them. And already they have fallen victim. They cannot recover. He has destroyed the ODM irreparably. It cannot be salvaged. But for the mountain, he wanted to divide the mountain vote to make it useless, to make it less potent, to make us less irrelevant in the national political equation. But I, with the support of a few leaders and the residents of the mountain, the Meru, the Embu, and the Kikuyu, we have stood together as a people. And we have said nobody can divide the mountain. We will go to this election as one. And we'll have a vote in one basket.
Okay. Talking about the division that was attempted on the Mount Kenya people. Yesterday you said Kindiki has been reaching out to you in regards to forgiveness. Who is he sending?
Well, I don't want to expose his emissaries because the state will go for them. But I said two, but I have added one more. Dividing the mountain, I cannot forgive him. I am very, 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 very angry with anybody who tries to divide the mountain, because our unity is our strength, is our future, is our relevance. Without a united mountain, we are nobody in this country. So anybody who tries to divide the mountain is an existential threat to our very existence as a people. So anybody who tries to do that will meet my wrath. And that's why I am on Kindiki, because he's the one, and CS Ruto has been using to try to divide Mount Kenya east and west. I cannot allow him. He has been using Kimani, Ichung'Wah to try to remove Kiambu from the mountain. I cannot allow him. I must go for those characters. I must make sure, as the leader of the region who is accepted by the people and was elected by the people, make sure that I retain our relevance in the national political discourse.
When you say
I retain our strength, I retain our influence, and that influence, that relevance is hinged on our unity as a region. We are only useful to other Kenyans politically, in terms of political engagement, in terms of coalition building, when we are one, when we are united as one bloc.
Let me talk about your presidency as I wind up, and I'm totally out of time here. Has your philosophy when it comes to matters leadership changed over time, ever since you are impeached, right now that you seek to be the next president of the Republic of Kenya? Has it changed?
Well, I'm a people-based person. I'm a better leader, obviously. I have more experience. I have engaged Kenyans more from a position of down when I'm one of them, because I hold no position in this country. So my conversation with the people of Kenya is very free and real, because they are not intimidated by any position. So it's very truthful. That's why you see what I say in Kenya passes, because I get it real, raw from the people of Kenya, because I am just an ordinary Kenyan. I engage Kenyans freely. They don't fear me. They don't hide anything from me. They tell me as it is. This impeachment has made me a better Kenyan. It has given me an opportunity to benefit from the wisdom of Kenyans, to interact with Kenyans freely and to hear exactly what the people of Kenya want.
Okay.
And that impeachment, we are in court on 27th, 28th, and 29th. And I went to the High Court to challenge the petition, that it was unlawful, it was unconstitutional, and I would like it to be expurged and I be compensated, because I don't want to go back to office.
Right.
Ordinarily, I should have fought for the impeachment to be discharged, and then I can be reinstated in office. But I have no intention to go back to office because I cannot work with William Ruto. He's too much of a dictator. He has ruined the country. He is a one-man show, and I would not like to be part of the ruin of the Kenyan nation and the economic hardships Kenyans are going through. He's also quite deceptive. He's not truthful.
Okay.
It's not anybody you can work with.
Right.
So I'll be in court on the 27th, 28th, and 29th is when the judges have set 3 days to hear me. My lawyers are prepared well, and I'm very hopeful. I'm very hopeful that the courts will find that the process and was unconstitutional. The accusations were frivolous, and they had nothing to do with undermining the Constitution. It is William Ruto who had a problem with me, and he obtained the impeachment through fraud, through bribery and coercion. So I am hopeful, but it doesn't matter to me. By the way, the outcome of that process in court is neither here nor there, because the fact that I'm at home impeached has not stopped me from being a Kenyan leader.
Was an impeachment a blessing in disguise for you?
My meetings are most attended. They are organic. I paid nobody. Kenyans listen to me. They treat me as their leader, irrespective of having been impeached. But Kenyans, there are several types of leaders. If you study leadership, you have what you call traditional leadership. Those are the wazes. You have charismatic leadership, the one of Jomo Kenyatta. You have positional leadership, the one of Kindiki. He is a leader because he has a position. But you have functional leadership, the one of Rigathi Gachagua. I'm a functional leader. I hold no position in Kenya, but I'm a very serious leader in this country.
Would you say
there is a very big difference between being in power and having power.
So you have
there are
power.
people who are in power, but they have no power. For them to address a meeting, they have to pay people. If you have to pay people because they cannot listen to you without paying, you have no power. I hear Oburu is crying, he wants power. Now he has changed tax, now he is asking for respect. He cannot get power when Kenyans are suffering because of fuel increase, and he is eating with Ruto. How can he get power? Power comes from the people. Having a position is nothing. I feel like Kindiki has a position, but he cannot address any meeting in the country without paying. William Ruto today is president. He cannot address a single meeting in this country without paying people. Rigathi is here, he has no position. He's just an ordinary citizen. Wherever he goes, thousands of Kenyans listening to him. That is what is called being powerful.
So you are powerful. Would you say your impeachment was a blessing in disguise?
It was a blessing in disguise because I don't know where I would be sitting. Kenyans would have killed me now. People back home would have burned my house. I mean, what is happening is unacceptable. I am happy that I'm not part of this administration.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, for your time. Much appreciated. All right. That does it for us here on Poly Talks. Do have yourselves a lovely day. Let's do this again when God says we do. My name is Brian Amoy.
Thank you.